Hello, and welcome to Don Hammond's Arlington Weekly News. I'm Daniel Pineda. We have a great program this week. We have our news stories, community bulletin board, and 55 plus news. But first, a social media reminder. You can watch the Arlington Weekly News on our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/Arlington Weekly News and the number 1. Also on Facebook and WERA 96.7 FM. And now on to our first news story for this week. As of Saturday morning, October 9th, reports show the number of confirmed COVID-19 cases in Arlington increased by 47 for the week, up to 18,046. While that increase is less than in previous weeks, it is still higher than the low point earlier this summer. We at Don Hammond's Arlington Weekly News will continue to monitor the situation as the cooler months continue. As for vaccinations, as of October 9th, 161,944 Arlingtonians have received at least one dose of the COVID vaccine. The number having received 2 doses was 146,580. Based upon our best estimate of Arlington's population over the age of 12, the percentage of 212,800 eligible Arlingtonians who are at least partially vaccinated is a little over 76%. However, the fully vaccinated percentage is still only 68.8%. Given the higher transmissibility of the Delta variant, that's not sufficient. Arlington County Public Health is now offering COVID-19 vaccine boosters for the Pfizer vaccine to certain people by appointment only, based on guidance from CDC and FDA. A single Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine booster dose is recommended at least 6 months after completion of the primary series for certain individuals. People 65 years and older, residents in long-term care settings, people aged 50 to 64 years with underlying medical conditions. Additional individuals may receive a booster shot of the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine based on their individual benefits and risks. People aged 18 to 49 years with underlying medical conditions, and people aged 18 to 64 years who are at increased risk for COVID-19 exposure and transmission because of occupational or institutional setting. These recommendations only apply to people who previously received a Pfizer primary series. People can talk to their healthcare provider about whether getting a Pfizer COVID-19 booster shot is appropriate for them. If you are eligible, you can receive a booster dose of the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine wherever vaccines are available. Options include community vaccination clinics, your healthcare provider, or a pharmacy. Visit vaccinate.virginia.gov to find an appointment near you. A newly reopened segment of the Washington and Old Dominion W&OD Trail in Falls Church features a 2-path system that could be replicated in Arlington. It has separate paths for cyclists and those on foot. Regional Parks Authority Nova Parks widened just over 1 mile of the trail through the little city in order to accommodate separate tracks. The project took 5 years and cost $3.7 million. The Parks Authority says something similar should be done along the Arlington segment, which has seen an increased number of pedestrians, leisure riders, and commuters competing for the same narrow asphalt strip. According to Nova Parks Director Paul Gilbert, our focus was getting Falls Church completed, since we had all the funds and city approval lined up for that. The next step will be to see when we can get the Arlington section done, when we have design work done, and we can talk to civic groups. 2 years ago, the organization signaled its intent to widen the 2-mile stretch between North Roosevelt Street and North Carlin Springs Road and incorporate separate trails. However, it will require a $5.6 million grant from the Northern Virginia Transit Authority. As a part of this reporting, we visited the new split trail section, along with the entire resurfaced portion between Little Fall Road and Grove Street. It is well made and attractive, but we also noticed that several trailside features, such as exercise stations, benches, and the Elwood Street shelter, have been removed. The restoration of these amenities is much to be desired. A public restroom facility would be a welcome addition. And now on to our next news story for this week. The county manager's office has issued internal guidance to all departments to advance with completion of all functional roadway renaming by March 14, 2022. The first major county rebranding under the new name is complete, with the updates to the planned Langston Boulevard process. The second major county-led effort will be replacement of local roadway signs along Route 29 with Langston Boulevard, but not yet to include I-66 highway directional signage. Signs are tentatively scheduled to begin replacement as soon as mid-October. Once work begins, signs will be installed as quickly as schedules allow. Residents and businesses should expect communication material from the county soon, including a postcard mailer giving notice of the anticipated changes. The county is actively working with the United States Postal Service to provide them an updated listing of all impacted addresses. The street numbers themselves should not change, and mail will continue to be delivered to both Lee Highway and Langston Boulevard. For now, residents and businesses do not need to take any actions with respect to county records and accounts. As additional work is planned that may impact residents, businesses, and visitors, the county will continue to provide updates through the website and other communication channels. The changes referenced pertain only to Route 29, Route 309, Lee Highway. Old Lee Highway will be renamed by future action of the county board, likely no sooner than November. The action will also require Commonwealth Transportation Board CTB final approval. And now on to our final news story for this week. Washington Liberty High School was on lockdown on the morning of Tuesday, October 5th. The lockdown took place after the school received a call stating that a shooter was inside the building. School staff said students were moved to a safe location. At the time, W&L Principal Tony Hall issued a message that said, "We received an anonymous call this morning during arrivals claiming that there was a shooter in the building. While there is no evidence of an immediate threat, we immediately locked the building down and notified the Arlington County Police Department. All students are in a secure location." Hall added, "Students arriving have been temporarily moved to a safe location off-site while the ACPD conduct their investigation." SWAT teams searched the building while other officers directed traffic, including numerous school buses. Ashley Savage of the police department said, "Just prior to 8 a.m., police received the report of a possible active shooter at Washington and Liberty High School. Arlington Public Schools placed the school on lockdown. Responding officers have not located evidence of a shooting nor any victims. Police are conducting a search of the building." Just before 10 a.m., Arlington County Police said the all clear had been given and that there was no apparent ongoing threat. Well, that does it for the news for this week. Now on to our community bulletin board stories.
Hi, and welcome to CBB. Our first event is called Indoor Family Game Night, and it's fun for everyone. After family story time on Thursdays, Why not play a quick board game or a card game with your family before Glen Carlin closes for the night? No registration is required. That's on Thursday, October 21st from 6 o'clock to 6:45 p.m. at Glen Carlin Branch Library, 300 South Kensington Street. Next up, free walk-in COVID-19 vaccinations are still available for individuals aged 12 and up at the following locations: Arlington Mill Community Center at 909 South Dinwiddie Street, Monday through Friday from 11 o'clock a.m. to 7 o'clock p.m., also Saturday and Sunday, 9 o'clock a.m. to 5 o'clock p.m. Also at the Walter Reed Community Center at 2909 16th Street South, Monday through Friday from 11 o'clock a.m. to 7 o'clock p.m., also Saturday and Sunday, 9 o'clock a.m. to 5 o'clock p.m. The vaccines are free, safe, and offer the best protection from COVID-19. Get the facts and then get yourself and your child vaccinated. Please bring any form of identification that will confirm your identity, such as utility bills, pay stubs, insurance cards, or a driver's license. As for the specific vaccines being offered, you can get the Moderna or Pfizer or Johnson & Johnson based on availability. For Moderna or Pfizer, individuals will receive instructions at the end of their first dose on how to obtain their second dose. The Johnson & Johnson vaccine is a single shot and does not require a second dose. With case numbers in Arlington still increasing, obtaining the vaccination is something we all owe to the rest of our community. Next up, teens, are you free on Fridays? Well, not anymore. Join in at Lubber Run Community Center for Friday Sports Night. Teens can come and enjoy a wide variety of sports activities, including basketball, badminton, dodgeball, volleyball, as well as esports. You can sign up online via the Parks and Recreation website. The next one's on Friday, October 22nd from 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock p.m. at Lubber Run Community Center, 300 North Park Drive. Now, our next event is called History Hikes, Duel in Arlington, and it's for families. On April 8, 1826, Secretary of State Henry Clay and Senator John Randolph crossed the Chain Bridge into Virginia for a duel. It was the result of years of bitter political fighting finally turned violent. To mark the 195th anniversary, there will be a hike along the approximate path of the duel, and you'll learn how it came to be. You will need to register both children and adults because children must be accompanied by a registered adult. You can register online or call 703-228-4747. The activity number is 612-751-I, and that's coming up on Saturday, October 23rd from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock p.m. at Fort Ethan Allen Park, 3829 North Stafford Street. Our next event is called Amazing Apples, and it's for families with kids age 6 and up. It's a chance to discover the rich natural history of apples and our relationship with them, all while trying out some neat hands-on activities like using a real cider press. You will need to register children and adults because children must be accompanied by a registered adult. For information, call 703-228-3403. Register online or call 703-228-4747. The activity number is 612-851-J, as in Johnny Appleseed. That's on Saturday, October 23rd, from 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock p.m. at Gulf Branch Nature Center and Park, 3608 North Military Road. Finally, in CBB, it's Paper Craft Tuesdays. Each Tuesdays, children can make a different craft out of paper and other materials provided by the library. About COVID-19 safety, attendees and family groups will be spaced 6 feet apart to account for social distancing. All attendees aged 2 and older, regardless of vaccination status, will be required to wear a mask while inside all library facilities. Space is limited, so attendance is first come, first served until the event capacity is reached. That's on Tuesday, October 26th from 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock p.m. at Glen Carlin Branch Library, 300 South Kensington Street. Now it's time for 55 Plus News.
Howdy, and welcome to 55 Plus News. Our first event is a chance to hang out and help the Aurora Hills folks decorate their center for Halloween. Pumpkins will be provided for people to carve and paint. You can register online or call 703-228-4747. The activity number is 911-803-1, and that's on Wednesday, October 20th from 1 o'clock to 2:30 p.m. at Aurora Hills Community Center, 735 18th Street South. You gotta be 55 and up, and 55 plus membership is required. Next up is something from the Library of Virginia's Genealogy series. You can join Community Outreach Specialist Ashley Ramey of the Library of Virginia in a lively genealogy presentation about auditors of public account records. Time is allotted afterward to answer any genealogy questions. You can register online or call 703-228-4747. The activity number is 911-400-32. That's on Thursday, October 21st from 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock p.m. You gotta be 55 and up. 55 plus membership is required, and this is a virtual event. Our next event is a chance to relax and enjoy some fellowship with other 55 plus members while enjoying live rock and roll, ballads, folk, and blues music from the 1950s, all performed for you by Carl Gold. You can register online or call 703-228-4747. The activity number is 911-802-7. That's on Friday, October 22nd from 1 o'clock to 2:30 p.m. at Aurora Hills Community Center, 735 18th Street South. You gotta be 55 and up, and 55 plus membership is required. Now, the next event features friendly games of drop-in volleyball. It's just regular volleyball, but you can drop in. That game provides both fun and exercise. Both beginners and experienced players are welcome. Now, since this is a drop-in event, no registration or activity number is needed. You just drop in. That's coming up on Monday, October 25th from 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock a.m. at Langston Brown Community Center and Park, 2121 North Culpeper Street. You gotta be 55 and up, and 55 plus membership is required. Finally, in 55 plus news, the Aurora Hills Book Club meets on the fourth Monday of each month, and this month's selection is What the Bishop Saw by Van Etta Chapman. Now, the book is described as an Amish mystery. Here's the gist of it. A fire blazes out of control in the San Luis Valley of Colorado, leaving an elderly Amish bachelor dead. Bishop Henry Lapp rushes to the scene and he learns that the fire was no accident. Someone intended to kill Vernon Frey. But who would want to kill Vernon? Well, practically everyone, Amish and English alike. For information, call 703-228-4747. They don't mention an activity number for this one. It's coming up on Monday, October 25th from 11:30 a.m. to 12:45 p.m. at Aurora Hills Community Center, 735 18th Street South. You gotta be 55 and up, and 55 plus membership is required. Anyway, that's all I got for 55 plus news.
And that concludes this week's show. We will be back next week with more news from Arlington. Meanwhile, be careful, be safe, and be well.